Welcome to This Explainer. Let's just jump right in, shall we? We're going to explore a really strange paradox of modern American life. We have literally never been more technologically connected. I mean, we're constantly surrounded by smartphones, endless online meetings, notifications pinging 24/7. But beneath all that digital buzz, there are millions of people feeling completely emotionally abandoned, invisible, unheard. It's a hidden epidemic, and we need to talk about it.
Social media kind of promised us this interconnected utopia, right? But the emotional reality, it's vastly different. Think about it. You could have a massive digital network, literally 5,000 Facebook friends, and still experience crushing emotional pain, crying alone at night. It's a world where a woman can smile at her coworkers every single day while silently fighting depression. Or a teenager can post these perfectly curated selfies, getting all those likes, while feeling entirely unwanted in real life.
So let's get right into Section 1, America's Hidden Emotional Epidemic, the harsh reality of modern loneliness.
Before we go any further, we really need to define exactly what we're talking about here. Emotional isolation isn't just about being physically alone in an empty room. No, it's that intense internal state of sitting in a crowded office, or going to a busy party, or grabbing a coffee in a bustling cafe, and still feeling completely empty inside. It's about being surrounded by a sea of people, but completely lacking any genuine emotional safety.
And because millions of folks are suffering quietly while pretending everything is totally okay, we aren't just dealing with a few isolated, sad individuals. No, we're seeing massive, society-wide spikes in some really severe issues. We're talking rising depression, anxiety disorders, severe burnout, skyrocketing addiction, and tragically, rising suicide rates. It's literally fueling family breakdowns and creating this deep, deep social distrust all around us.
Moving on to Section 2, the root causes of disconnection. Why Americans feel so alone.
Our sources map out 5 main drivers that are slowly stripping away our real human connections. First, you've got social media creating this purely artificial connection. Second, the gradual destruction of family bonds. Third is our emotionally draining work culture, which is just packed with pressure and exhaustion these days. Fourth, technology stepping in and replacing actual physical human presence. And finally, number 5, that lingering mental health stigma that unfortunately still forces so many people to hide their pain.
It's crazy when you think about how we've tragically traded the deep emotional safety of physical presence for the hollow convenience of screens. I mean, food delivery apps have basically replaced the shared experience of a family dinner. Streaming services have replaced real community gatherings. AI chatbots are stepping in for meaningful conversations. The thing is, humans are biologically wired for eye contact. We're wired for physical presence. Trading all of that for automated services, it just leaves the human soul feeling completely empty.
There is this pervasive, incredibly quiet question that really captures the dark side of our digital lives, and it's simply, why is everyone happy except me? When you're scrolling for hours, just constantly watching perfect vacations and luxury lifestyles, your brain internalizes this massive sense of lack. Consuming all this fake happiness destroys our mental health. It traps us in this exhausted performance culture where we're constantly seen online but never truly understood.
Which brings us to Section 3, the silent psychological toll. Loneliness is not just sadness.
The hidden tolls of chronic loneliness actually break down your entire bodily system. Scientifically speaking, it degrades your physical health in ways you wouldn't expect. It impacts your brain health, your heart health, ruins your sleep quality, and even weakens your immune system. And psychologically, the effects are equally devastating. Emotionally lonely people are often plagued by constant overthinking, severe anxiety, and eventually it can lead to a total emotional numbness, where you just feel completely isolated from the world.
Now, let's dive into Section 4, Youth, Elderly, and Isolation, how the epidemic impacts different generations. For young people today, the situation is incredibly tense. I mean, they are growing up literally drowning in digital performance pressure. They feel this immense, crushing burden to look perfect, build a flawless life online, and make money fast. But right behind all those filters, they are spiritually lost. They're starving for authentic emotional guidance, real mentorship, and deep friendships, the kind of bonds that simply cannot be forged through a glowing screen.
Now, contrast that totally overstimulated youth experience with the quiet, abandoned isolation of our elderly. Honestly, this is one of the saddest realities in America right now. Many older Americans spend decades working hard, raising their families, only to end up living alone and feeling totally abandoned after retirement. They lose their social identity.
Some go days or even weeks without hearing a single loving voice. They become emotionally invisible in their final years, suffering in a silence that deserves so much more of our compassion.
But there is hope. Let's look at Section 5, how we can heal, rebuilding humanity in a disconnected world.
There absolutely is actionable hope here. And there are essential steps for societal healing. First off, we have to intentionally rebuild real human connection. Sit down and eat meals together. Actually call your friends instead of texting. Second, we must normalize mental health conversations. Seeking therapy is an act of courage, not a weakness. Third, we need to aggressively reduce our dependency on social media. Fourth, create genuine purpose through our goals and through serving others. And fifth, just bring basic humanity back. Empathy, active listening, and simple everyday human kindness.
We really need to fundamentally realize that the modern American dream, as it's sold to us today, is not going to cure our emptiness. We spend our whole lives chasing money, success, and online followers. But what do we biologically actually need? Love, purpose, meaningful conversation. You could have all the success in the world, but without emotional safety and a true sense of belonging, that loneliness is just going to continue to grow.
I actually want to pause for a second and speak directly to you. If you are feeling this silent pain right now, you are not the only one. Millions of other Americans are fighting the exact same emotional battle every single day. Your pain is real, your emotions absolutely matter, and your life has value. Feeling lonely doesn't mean you're unwanted. It just means our modern world has become totally disconnected. Healing is absolutely possible.
So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative question as we wrap up this explainer. The solution to all of this isn't downloading a new app or buying the latest device. The solution is rebuilding humanity itself. Because you truly never know who is silently fighting loneliness right next to you, at work, at school, or even in your own family. So what single caring conversation will you start today to bridge that gap? Thanks for hanging out with us, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.